Hello again, ENC students. This is your professor, Michael Bloomingberg. And what we're looking to do here in this video is talk about the pre-writing activity that's due this week and talk about how pre-writing works so that hopefully at the end of this video you'll understand exactly what I'm looking for from the pre-writing assignment this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to weekly assignments. I'm going to go down to week 4. And I want to point out to you that although I did not assign you to read anything, I've linked the ebook this week in your weekly folder. So you might want to check out a few things, and I'm going to walk you through it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the ebook. Excuse me, it'll take just a minute for the ebook to pop up. It's loading in now, and there it is. So I want to stress to you again, I've not assigned you to look at this part of the ebook, but I would draw your attention starting on page 104, which I'm going to just type that in. And this introduces you to the 5 stages of the writing process. The 5 stages are listed, which are pre-writing, organizing, drafting, revising, and editing. You might find it useful to look through that now that you have your first essay assignment. I want to zoom out just a little bit because that's pretty far zoomed in. And I want to look over to the next page because I'm going to walk you through 3 different strategies that you can use for your paper. The first for your pre-writing assignment, not the actual essay. So the pre-writing is listed at the bottom of page 105. So if you're following in the ebook, it's the bottom of page 105. So I'm going to come to a blank Word document. And what I'm going to do is just take a couple minutes to look at pre-writing, explain how it works. Now, first thing to note is that you're just getting ideas. This is not the paper. This is step 1. So again, look that over if you need to in the ebook, even though it's not assigned. It might be a good idea for you to look at that. So we're just trying to get ideas for the detailed narrative. So what you're going to do if you want to use this particular strategy, is the first thing you need to note is that you time yourself. And I want you to spend at least 10 minutes on one of these strategies. It doesn't matter to me which one you use for the assignment. I typically use my cell phone, which helps me time myself. So if you want to do that, that's fine. You can set your alarm. Whatever works best for you. And then when we're talking about free writing, it's in sentence, journal, almost journal form. Write anything that comes to mind about your topic. The key here is to keep your fingers moving. Now what that means is if you're typing, you don't stop typing. Once your 10 minutes starts, you move. And you just, whatever ideas come to mind is what you're really tapping into. The theory behind it is that you're tapping into your subconscious. You have ideas, but sometimes it just takes a little bit of time and effort to fish those ideas from your subconscious. But the whole key to this exercise is to keep your fingers moving across the keyboard or your pen or pencil moving across the page if you're working by hand. Now, since the activity needs to be typed, you can do this on a notebook and then just transfer it over to a Word document. You do not worry about grammar, spelling, punctuation, commas, so on and so forth. This is free writing. We're just in stage 1, remember. We're not drafting the essay. That's going to come next week. So right now we're just trying to get ideas. So if you find you've got that little critic on your shoulder that's chirping at you, smack that critic off because you don't need it right now. You're not in drafting yet. And then the theory behind it is once your 10 minutes are up, you can look back over the things you've written. And some of it may not be very good, but you might find some useful information that you were just able to blurt out in the written form. Oh, by the way, if you run into writer's block, write that down. Just say, What am I trying to say? What are some of my memories? Write that down, because the theory is if you just get that out there, you can refocus yourself and get back on track. So just so you're clear, you're choosing one of the 3 strategies discussed in this video to do your pre-writing on as it relates to the detail narrative. Now, you're not doing the detail narrative itself at this point, so please note that. So that's strategy 1, free writing. Strategy 2 is what we call brainstorming. And I want to go back, I'm going to flip back here to the ebook. We'll look over to the next page, page 106. And at the bottom, it shows you what brainstorming is. It's a free-flowing, free association list of words and ideas that you write to get the ideas flowing. And again, you want to time yourself, if I can type here, about 10 minutes. But what you do with this one is you just list things. So you might say memories, and then just list them, whatever comes to mind. And again, I think the key is just to list them. There's no such thing as a bad idea, as long as you're spending 10 minutes and you're listing as many as can come to mind in a 10-minute time frame. Again, not worried about grammar, spelling, punctuation, none of that. You're not really writing in sentence form the way you were with free writing. And I want to encourage you to choose the one that seems most appealing to you, because we all learn differently. So if there's one that stands out the most to you, use it. Which brings us to the 3rd strategy that you can use, which is clustering. Time to go back to the ebook. Page 107. There's clustering. You can get the visual of it. I'm going to zoom in just so you can see it a little bit. You can look it up again on page 107 of the ebook. But the theory behind it is that sometimes we need a visual representation of our ideas. So in this example, the person's taken pet adoption and through the cluster has spread out into 4 ideas: agencies available, unwanted animals, pet overpopulation, types of pets. And from those sub-ideas connected to the main idea, the writer has also spread out from there. Okay. Now, very important, I want to go back to the Word document. Again, the key is, oops, I don't want to underline that. Time yourself. 10 minutes, you're noticing the theme here. And I wanted to show you on here that it's pretty easy to do in a Word document. What you're going to want to do is, using Microsoft Word, go up to the top where it says Insert. And when it says I clicked Insert, you can click Shapes. And then I'm just going to choose an oval, and I'll just put that in. And I can drag it and make it as big as I want it to be. And in that, maybe I'll put violence, just as an example. Good, nice broad topic. Going to come back to Insert, back to Shapes. I'm going to make my connector there so that I'll move it up, move that in. Now come back with another oval. So you can see, a lot of times students don't realize it's pretty easy to do domestic, and so on and so forth. But again, it just needs to be tied into your detail narrative. So we've gone over free writing, we've gone over brainstorming, we've gone over clustering. So now I want to make a new document, and I want to work you through some specifics to keep in mind. With this pre-writing assignment, you should spend 10 minutes on strategy of your choosing. Free writing, brainstorming, or clustering. You don't have to do all 3. You just need to do one of them. Might be easier to do on notebook paper and transfer to a typed form. That's just a recommendation. You don't have to do it that way, but I think you just might find it easier, especially with clustering, where it needs to be a little bit more spontaneous. Not the essay itself. Don't get confused. We're just getting ideas. That's the point of this week. And then you can start working on the drafting next week. So again, we're pre-writing just to get ideas. I think that's it. I hope that I've made everything clear. If you all have questions, I realize I made a typo there. There we go. If you all have any questions, feel free to email me. Hopefully it's clear what I'm looking for. This is really designed not only as a grade for you, but really to help you in terms of just getting started on the essay. Again, I hope you found the video helpful. Email me if you have any questions at all, and I'd be happy to help you. But you're choosing one of the three, free writing, brainstorming, or clustering for the detailed narrative. So you might just put at the top of your document, memorable life experiences. And then from there, you're just choosing one of the three, and off to the races you go. That's it, guys. Good luck. Email me if you have questions.